He married my sister, now we're living together. Roommates in law.
Crap.
Roommates in law, we're back.
I'm Tommy
Cheers.
Schneeman.
I'm Tim Smith.
We're back.
We are not roommates,
We're not brothers-in-law.
but we are
Good pals.
good pals.
Back
Couple
in the
good
Bleecker
pals.
Street studios.
Back in old Timmy Smith Studios on Bleecker Street off the DeKalb Oasis train stop, the L train in Brooklyn, New York. Bushwick, New York?
Bushwick. Let's
It's
just tell
Brooklyn.
everybody the exact address.
Yeah. Yeah, well, because our hordes of fans
The
will come
code
find us.
downstairs to get in is pound 3899, third floor.
Pretty much if anyone buzzed your door, would you let them in?
Absolutely not.
Oh, if you get a random buzz, you're not.
Well, no, we got the little video thing, so I see who it is.
Oh.
If I don't know
do
who
you
you
look
are,
when I buzz?
you're out, huh?
Do you look when I buzz?
Well, you kind of can't. You just, it's right there.
Oh, that's fun. I'm gonna do something fun next time.
It's like on the thing, so it's la, 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 and then when we go to unlock it, there's Tom Schnee.
What was the la 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 la?
What do you mean? That's, when you buzz
Oh,
the
is that
door.
the ringer?
That's the ringer when it hits the.
La 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 la.
Oh boy!
That was lovely.
Hey, roommates.
Hey,
maybe-
sorry, we're 2 weeks. We're back from a little hiatus.
I just got to apologize.
Well, we did take a pause
pod last
because as you guys know on the last episode, Tim did insist that I was 5'9". So I just needed 2 weeks to myself. I went to several doctors throughout the greater New York State area, and they've all confirmed that I'm 5'10" and a half. And on self-tapes, they gave me permission to say 5'11".
Did they give you a prescription for that?
A doctor's note.
Okay, that's fair.
It's written on the back of a prescription pad,
That's fair.
so you know it's real.
Oh God, I got a little. I don't know if you tuned in last.
No, we didn't publish it.
Oh, really?
It didn't come out.
Oh, because it was that bad?
Yeah, remember I told you on Wednesday, I said, the pod's really bad. And you said, let's just do a 2-week break.
Incredible.
Because here's what happened, you guys. So the first week that we had off, my grandpa went into hospice and passed away. Rest in peace, Ned Burns.
R.I.P.
Sorry to start on a dark note. But so I raced home to Minnesota, say goodbye, and we could talk about that later. It was an amazing weekend, a real Irish wake. All my family got home. I'm very grateful for my family. Then we got back, and on a lighter note,
Tim got hammered.
we did a podcast last week that we'll just keep it. I do have it.
Fuck. Is this like blackmail now?
No,
Is this like tweets you're going to release in 10 years?
Yeah, well, if you ever think about betraying me, I mean, you're screwed, dude. No, it wasn't that bad. It was just a really bad podcast. I was still in a bad headspace, very clearly.
Yeah.
I was still very sad.
I was Memorial Day, let's say, got out of hand for the kid. That's me. I'm the kid.
He's the kid in this context. I'm usually the kid.
Oof. Well, we started out early. We got out. Lizzie and I were like, let's go have a little fun day.
Yeah.
We started out at this great little bar. I got 2 pina coladas to start the day.
I mean, you gotta stop with the pinas.
What? They're delicious.
Yeah, but don't you feel like shit?
No.
Like it's like 4 times your daily amount of sugar in one of those.
They're delicious.
And you're like, let me have 2 or 3
to start the day.
Oh,
that was at 10:30 a.
What?
We got out because
It's Memorial Day. You guys got so in the heads in the attitude of Memorial Day and nice weather.
Well,
I mean,
here's the thing. We went to the gym at like 8 a.m. We're feeling good. It's Memorial Day. Lizzie's off work. Let's go get a Tina.
Yeah.
Couple of those.
Boy.
We come back. We meet up with Coco. We go to a Mexican restaurant. Now we're sitting there eating tacos. I'm drinking Tecates, and I'm trying to keep it in the pocket. Let's keep it in the pocket. I got a pod to do. Here's what happened, Tom. Waiter comes up. He says, hey, happy hour just started. You could do a Tecate and a shot for the same price.
Where's this waiter? I mean, I'm gonna find this waiter and fucking kick him in the nuts.
So I'm like,
and then I'm gonna sit down and order one of those.
I'm like, well, of course,
drink specials.
I would love a shot of tequila.
Oh,
How about 3 of them?
yep.
And now I'm loose as a goose.
This will happen. The
And then
goose
we
got loose and the juice came out.
We scoot over to Booby Trap. I had another shot of tequila, Tom.
What?
I don't know.
Till what? What time was this at?
This is literally right before I came and met you here.
Yeah, because this is amazing. This was probably around what? So you texted me at like 2, like we're podcasting. I'm like, yep.
Mm-hmm.
And then I was like, I'll head over at 7, whatever it was. about an hour before I came over here, you were like, FYI, I have been drinking all day. But your text seemed fine.
I was in the pocket. And then it got loose. Well, here's the thing. It didn't kick in yet.
Yeah.
And then there's...
Wait, also, will you scoot back just a tiny bit? I feel like you're out of frame of the camera. Yeah, I think we're good. All right.
What are you judging that on?
Just because where I framed it, I was just thinking about you scooted forward right when we started.
Oh, right.
I haven't stopped thinking about it since we started.
Well,
the
God
pod.
damn it.
I've been trying to power through.
That's why I'm like, hey, Tom, where are the riffs at? What are we doing here?
I'm like staring at the camera.
Let's see. So, yeah.
You were in the pocket, but by the time you got here, the first thing I said to you, you gave me a big hug. You said, sorry about your grandpa. And I go, are you hammered? And you said, no.
Of course not.
No. And I was like, you have the eyes.
Because it
I
looks
can
like
see 'em.
I know that face.
Yeah.
But
you were also like, huge smile for like, hey, sorry about your grandpa.
Sucks, dude. Sorry about that.
You're like, I'm having a great time, though.
That one really got away from us, dude.
We recorded the podcast, and I remember kind of about halfway through, I was like, I think this kind of sucks. And then,
like, boy, Tim's not really keeping up with the conversation here.
I love you told one story. We're gonna have him on as a guest soon, so I don't feel bad. But Antonio, we'll talk about it when Antonio's here. Antonio Kareem, friend of the pod, one of our close friends. You were like, I think you and him. He like dissed you at some show or something?
Yeah.
Yeah, and you were just kind of angrily told that story.
It was such a light roast, too.
And you were like, yeah, Antonio got my ass. I was like, okay, let's keep it friendly.
All right, let's keep it moving. You just stop the recording. You're like, hey, go ahead, Tim.
Oh, yeah.
Why don't you just get it all out, Timmy?
Yeah, we knocked the cords out at one point. It was just not a great ep. So we just decided we'd do a 2-week hiatus.
Yeah, we'll just
and now we're
keep that
back.
one.
I also listened to the end of the last pod as a little refresher and to remind myself of that 5'9" comment that you made. And yeah, I was insanely stressed the last time we recorded. And I feel way better now.
Good.
It's getting that Caroline's thing out of the way.
Yeah, that was big. By the way, the young man, for those of you that didn't show up, if you did show up, you're kind of dead to us. For those of you...
Your fiance being one of them.
Who?
Liz.
Oh, forgot about that.
Yeah, I know she didn't come.
Oh, shit.
And they bought tickets.
And they bought
both
tickets.
Your roommates, your fiance and your roommate.
Oh, 2 stinkers in a row. I think they're in the other room, and I hope they hear it.
I hope they can hear
You
this right
stink.
now.
You didn't show up to Tom's big day.
I set 2 special seats aside.
I mean, there were front row. There were 2 empty seats in the front row.
Front row, and they had your names on them.
Incredible. But Tom did a pretty interesting thing. He did 52 minutes. He did it, which I thought was cool. It's interesting to see like artistic choices people make. Tom decided to do well in the beginning, the middle, and the end.
Oh,
Which I thought was kind of neat.
What a cool compliment. I thought you were really going to diss me there.
No!
I was like, damn, was the end bad? No, it was okay. I feel
come
okay
on.
about
It was fun.
It was fun. It was fun for sure. It was the biggest home crowd I'll ever have. So,
Well, I mean, you ended on Pops. You started on Pops. What else do you want?
yeah, I don't know. Told a story impulsively in the middle that didn't really hit, but it was a cool story.
Dude, I remember, I told you this. I remember I was in the bathroom and I heard you going, sales? You do sales? And I was
Yeah.
like, what's he doing out there?
Oh, yeah, that was a joke that I pulled from the archives for no reason.
Oh, this is the Adderall joke.
Yeah.
Well, you missed a joke and now you're doing math for the next 40 minutes.
Yeah, I told one joke. I told a joke that I was going to tell at about minute 18. I told that at minute 2. And boy, was I...
How did that happen?
Because it starts with me like thanking my parents for coming because my parents were there.
Yeah.
It's about my parents watching me do stand-up. So...
Oh, it was just coming out of your mouth before you
it
knew
just...
it?
Yeah, I said something and... the chunk of my family that was there like cheered and I was like, yeah, my parents are here. And then I was just like, it makes sense to tell it right now. I should have just had it early in the set.
Yeah, probably.
But then I'm looking at my notebook, which is the smallest handwriting in the world. And I'm like, yeah, this is doing nothing. I can't, I can't read any of this. And yeah, so I was really in my head, but it felt good. I mean, I had the 4 best comedians that I know open for me, which was a wild choice in hindsight. You guys are out there all kind of cooking, and I was like, oh, man.
No, I thought everybody had fun.
Yeah, no, I mean, everyone did have fun.
And I thought it like lubed it up perfectly because
Yeah.
you got up, everybody was having a good time. It wasn't
It
like
was a
who
fun
are
mix.
these people?
I loved when Emil got up there. So the people who opened the show were it was Antonio Kareem, Maddie Weiner, Emil Joachim, and Timothy Smith. In order, Antonio is currently touring with Chris Redd and is maybe the hottest man to ever live on this side of the Mississippi or whatever
Real
the
peace.
phrase is. Maddie Weiner might be the best person at stand-up
She's kind of like a voice of a generation
for
situation.
sure.
Would you say?
Absolutely, she is.
She's 9 years old, and she's the funniest
incredible.
person I've ever seen in my life.
She's so good. Emil Joachim was on The Tonight Show 3 weeks ago, starring Jimmy Fallon. And Tim,
Was also
he
there.
tries hard. No.
Tim was
And-
also in the mix.
And you're one of my least favorite people to follow. So it was just it was an interesting.
It was, I mean, everybody
Choice
was
by
having
me,
a good
but
time.
it was so fun.
The kid got up to a nice, fun crowd and cooked.
It was fun. It was a good time. And then a fun
After
little
party.
after party. Wait, what was the.
By the way, I got the biggest hug of my life from your mom.
Oh, my family.
Finally met the Schnee parents.
See, they're so excited to meet. They all think they know you
Well, they kind of do.
because of the pod.
Yeah.
Yeah. And the world famous web series
New episodes coming out.
soon.
Well, my mom feels the same way about you.
Yeah, true. I'd give your mom a big hug.
I would hope so.
Patty cakes.
If you tried to shake Patty Cake's hand,
Oh, boy.
she'd slap you right in the mouth
I hope so.
with a big spoon that she was just stirring gumbo with.
A big wooden spoon.
Yeah.
Yeah. Walk,
But it was
walk
nice. I
tall
gotta-
and carry a
Big stick.
big spoon.
Big spoon.
I don't think it's tall.
Patty Cakes
What is it?
Roosevelt. Yeah.
No, it's walk softly.
Speak softly and carry a big stick.
Why did I think it was walk
I don't know. Maybe there's a show called Walk
the line?
Tall. Walking Tall starring Dwayne The Rock Johnson.
That must have been it.
Also Walk Hard starring John C. Reilly.
No,
Yeah.
yeah, no, that wasn't it though. I'm just a huge. The only movies and shows that I've seen are starring Dwayne The Rock Johnson. He is my hero.
He's charismatic.
Oh, he's a
let's see.
terrible
Guy met your pops.
Yeah,
Him and I had a little sparring session at the table.
yeah. You guys are going back and forth
A
about
little
what?
bit,
What'd
yeah.
you get into?
I don't even remember it. He was tossing shots at me. I was
Of
tossing them
course
right
he was.
back.
My parents were having a great time.
It was awesome.
See, Mom and Dad, I appreciate you guys. That you
The
get
best. The
so into-
Schnees rip.
Yeah, but let's just point out, you guys hated the idea of comedy. This is the grudge side of me is still in there. So look at how fun it is.
Every parent does that at first, and then it starts to go well, and then they're like, "Oh, maybe it's not so bad."
Yeah, they were the stars of the after party.
Yeah,
they got
partying.
more attention than I did,
They were partying.
which I didn't love.
Yeah, I could tell. I could see it in your eyes.
I was like, "Hey, Dad."
Hey, Dad, will you shut the fuck
My
up
dad
for 10
posted up in the
minutes?
cool corner booth right away.
Yeah, he had kind of a boss.
That's
seat
my
right there.
that should have been our spot.
Yeah, he was kind of hitting it hard, right? Because you start
God.
looking around the. By the way, speaking of Antonio being the hottest guy of
Oh
all
my
time, have you ever
God.
seen a man sitting down
I mean-
at an after party on his phone, surrounded by 38 women?
He should have. It looked like he was a movie star.
It was like, and he was so uninterested in these women.
I wanted to walk around and be like, no, he opens for a guy on TV. He's not on
He's
TV.
not on
yet.
TV. It's fun. Here's a fun difference I've noticed between Chicago comedians and New York comedians. They don't toss shots at each other the way that we do.
Yeah, wait, did we talk about this already on the pod?
I don't think so. If we did, my blood alcohol content was 0.38.
Well, if it was on the dead episode, that's fine. That one's in the vaults until I want to embarrass you.
God damn it.
Wait, because who pointed this out? Laura Peak pointed this out.
She was like, y'all are mean to each other.
Yeah, and she's not even a New York comic. She's an LA comic, but I think it's the same way. People in Chicago, that's how we show our friendship.
Yeah, that's how you show
If
affection.
I'm roasting you, it means I really like you.
Yeah, if I say, hey, good set, that means I hate you.
I want you to quit comedy. If I'm like, hey, dude, great seeing you.
Well, so Tom gets off. You get off the...
Oh, yeah, this is incredible.
After he headlines Caroline's and he's back in the green room and he's going, oh, man, I think I did 52 and blah, blah. And he's like kind of in his head. And I go, yeah, it felt really long. And there was a hush in the green room.
Everyone was like, what the
Everyone was like, Jesus
fuck,
Christ.
Tim?
I was like,
I laughed right away,
I was about
though.
to say, if you didn't laugh at that,
Oh, that I could have really
you could have ruined my life.
I
with that
could have
one.
made you look like such an ass.
I mean,
If I was just like, Thanks, dude.
Like, oh, Jesus, Tim.
Yeah, it did feel long, actually, to me, too.
And then I have to go, no, like, remember? Because that was from that one time. I would have just packed my shoes up and left.
Yeah, packed your shoes up?
Yeah. I was just gonna walk back home to Louisiana.
Barefoot?
No, I'd have
Why
my
would you
shoes.
pack your shoes up?
Because you got to bring shoes with you, Tom.
They're not on your feet in this? Were you taking your shoes off in the green room?
Hey, Tom, I was trying to live a life in there, yeah.
Dude, if you ever take your shoes off in my green room again, my green room.
You did instantly get a little like, who are these people in here?
Well, dude, it was the first time I've ever understood that.
This is like, boy, when Tom gets any real fame or success,
Oh,
look out,
God.
people. He's going to be a stone cold monster.
I will deny. I don't care how much video proof there is. I will deny that I was ever even in this apartment. I mean, we filmed ourselves for hours on end in here.
You're like, no, I wouldn't go to the Bleecker Street in Brooklyn.
Bushwick. I've never been that far east, honestly.
I mean, I barely go to it in Greenwich Village. It's
No.
kind of a shitty part of town there, too.
Tim Smith, that was that. He was kind of that alt comedian, mostly did open mics. That was that guy.
Older guy, nice guy.
Older- nice guy.
Did he ever get out of Chicago?
He was. I don't think so. I
think
think he was
so.
gonna.
He started
Yeah.
hosting some mic, and I think he died, actually.
Yeah, probably. I mean, just time, has its impacts. I'm talking to you on our
Everybody's
other
like,
podcast.
damn, dude, how did he die? I'm like, pretty sure it's natural causes.
I think
mean,
it was just like a long life. It was his time.
I mean, he started that mic when he was 78 years old.
Oh God, there are some
Jesus
people that
Christ.
have done that.
I know, it's heartbreaking.
I don't like that when I see. No, that's ageist and mean.
Yeah,
Never
yeah.
mind. We'll
It's fucked up, Tom.
We'll pivot.
People have dreams.
But sometimes the dreams seem unattainable for the lifespan.
It's like, hey, you don't have enough time.
Yeah,
Like, for your level of talent, your
It's-
age,
it's a dick thing to say.
there's
but-
not enough time. I'm flirting with that shit, too.
No.
No, I'm a young man.
Yeah, dude. If you had started like 6 months later, maybe.
Done.
Yeah, toast. I
got right under the wire.
You scooted in. 28 was big.
Thank God I started in a premium market, Baton Rouge, Louisiana.
Yeah, dude. You can skyrocket. That's a launching
Jesus
pad.
Christ.
Dude, I will say it was my birthday the night of the Caroline show. Huge mistake doing it on my birthday.
Too much going on.
It just ruined my birthday.
Yeah, it's too much going on. Well, no, after you were partying.
Afterwards was fun.
Yeah, but that was
But
the
he-
gamble you took. I either have the best day of my life or the worst.
Yeah, but it wasn't the best day of my life because the whole day was brutal.
Well, it was going to be brutal either way.
Right. It didn't have to be my birthday.
But at least you got a party on your birthday.
Yeah, but I could have had a party for two
Nah.
separate occasions.
Wouldn't have been the same.
I don't know.
Not as many people would have showed up to a 28-year-old's birthday party, Tom.
Are you saying people don't value my comedy as much as they value my life celebrations?
No, I'm saying
Oh,
the
yeah?
fuck, what's the phrase I'm looking for? The
I'm sorry.
The sum was greater than the parts.
Okay, I get what you're saying. I mean,
You
that
know?
is why I accepted it on my
yeah,
birthday.
of course.
I said, I can really guilt trip some people into coming.
Shit, yeah.
But I will say, I woke up with a pit of anxiety, which I knew I would.
I mean, Tom,
But then
I
it's my
had
birthday.
a pit of anxiety.
Right.
I was doing 10.
Hey,
that was inevitable.
Booker watched everyone and really liked everyone. He kept
Uh.
complimenting me on the openers.
He came
and I was
and-
like, let's talk about me, though.
That's me. He came and snuck up to me right after my set and put his little card in my pocket.
Wow. He did the card in the pocket for real?
No.
Oh, that would have been cool.
He just handed it to me. And he was like, well, never mind. We'll talk about it after.
All right.
Because it's kind of funny. But let's see. After the show.
Well, I want to say this because this is why I brought up it ruining my birthday. It was kind of hilarious. So I wake up. My sister in London is like, let me know, because she's 6 hours ahead. She
Right.
texts me at 3 a.m. our time. Let me know when you're up. Happy birthday. So she can call. She's the best. Shout out sister number 4. Sister number 4.
This is number 4.
Maddie. She was like, I'll call you right when you're up, whatever. So I FaceTimed her. We talked first thing, and I'm feeling kind of good. She's like, how you doing? I'm like, I'm nervous, but I feel good. I think I have it. The night before, I had a moment of clarity where I was like, well, Thursday morning, it's gonna have happened.
It's done by Thursday.
So I'm
That
not.
is kind of like a great. You're like, the time is gonna pass.
Yeah, I'm gonna be up there.
Yeah.
For 45
It
minutes.
will happen.
Yeah.
So let's just not stress about
It
it.
was like I can prep, but not like there's no reason in like
To freak the fuck
being
out.
an absolute nightmare.
Yeah.
Therapy rules, you guys. That's where we got that.
I joined a gym instead of going to therapy, and that also rules.
That also rules, and I'm proud of you for that.
See?
That's a big win.
Baby steps,
I bet you
Tom.
feel better mentally, too.
You know what? I hate to say it. I do.
Yeah.
Because my mom tells me every time I'm like in a big slump, she's like, my mom's a health nut. Go for a run.
That's
Tim."
our parents'
And I'm like,
therapy, dude.
no, Mom, I feel bad. And she's like, if you don't go for a fucking run right now. And then right after I do it, she's like, how do you feel? I'm like, better.
Better. Yeah, all of a sudden you're a 14-year-old again. You're like, better.
I feel better.
She's like, now I'll make you some waffles.
Yeah, she mails them to me.
Anyways, so sister 4 calls me. We talk. It's good. Then my mom calls me. We talk. I'm a little anxious about them because they were in the city. So it was like, whatever. It was good. Down the line, the siblings are calling saying happy birthday. But inevitably, all of them say, how are you feeling about tonight? By the time my brother calls, who was the last, and this was probably around like 4 p.m., he's like, how are you feeling? I was like, not good.
Good.
Nick?
Nick is a great name to yell.
Yeah.
Not good, Nick.
It was so funny. And I could feel myself kind of like, I just spilled on him.
Yeah.
When
He's like, oh, shit. Am I the last of the 9 siblings?
Yeah, and I was like, dude, I don't know, anxious. It's not going to be, maybe this was a big mistake.
Where was Nick? Why wasn't he there? He was too busy scraping some roadkill off the side of the
He
road.
was too busy slow cooking some jerky that he found off I-94. No, he would have been here if he could have. He's got a newborn.
Oh, shit. Shout out newborn Nick.
Yeah, shout out nephew number 3.
Hell yeah. How about our 0 of the week?
Oh wait, is this girl heckler?
Yes, turned into
the worst
girl
tag?
conversationalist.
Oh man, yeah. Let's really walk through this.
I mean,
you kick it off.
Stinks. Wait. Well, you start from where she started. Start at
Well,
the show.
on stage, yeah. So she wasn't an issue, I don't think, throughout the rest of the show.
Not a peep.
No. So this girl is sitting front table, so she's pretty visible from stage. And I saw her a couple times throughout my set almost say something, like she would say it to her table, but like almost to me.
And they were kind of like, "Hey, shut the fuck up."
Yeah, they looked annoyed with her.
Yeah.
And then I get to minute 45.
You're landing the plane.
I was trying to wrap up, but I was doing the quick thing of like, "Hey, by the way, there's an after party."
Yeah.
And I say the place. I was like, we're going to Faces and Names. Come through, whatever. And she's like, what? And I was like, what? And
It
she's
was loud. I mean, I'm in the back.
oh, she yelled it. But
It
the
was
first time
loud
she
enough-
said it, it was like,
But it was a thing that you had to address.
oh, yeah.
It wasn't one of those things where you're like, I'll just scoot by that. Nobody's going to
No,
notice
I
the
also
difference.
saw her mustering up the courage to say something, and I was like, I'll ruin you.
Stinks.
I was like, what are you doing?
You smell so bad.
And then she goes, she yelled something, and I was like, what? And she's like, are there going to be virgins there?
Well, because
A reference to a joke about 25 minutes earlier.
Yeah.
So she's just like,
Hitting
she had
that
that.
callback
She
button.
had that locked and loaded.
Yeah. I feel like she Googled stand-up comedy and saw callback and was like,
Yes.
oh, I could insert that.
I'll do one of those.
Yeah.
Are there virgins there? And she looked so. The only reason why I was mean to her from stage is because I was like,
She like,
you look so proud of
yeah, a
yourself.
little too pleased with her
Like
riff.
if she had thought that was a funny thing and she impulsively said it and
Yeah,
then
and
looked
then was
like
like-
mortified.
Yeah.
Because you've seen that.
Of course.
When people say something and then they're like, I shouldn't have. That was fuck.
And you're like, that's likable. I'm on your side.
But instead she was like, are there virgins there? And then was like, wait for applause.
And everybody's like,
And everyone, just kind of groaned.
did not get a pop from
And
the
I was
audience.
like, cool. How long have you been waiting to say that? Blah,
Yeah.
blah. And then she,
Wait, you did hit her with a classic
oh, it was such a-
7th grade.
it was such, she goes, so I was like, I made fun of her for a little bit, and then I was like, are there going to be virgins there? I don't know. Are you going?
Bang.
Boom. I was like, that immediately, I just watched the tape today. I just retracted. I go, that was so stupid. That was
Like,
so
why did I
dumb.
say that? I don't know. That gave me a nice little giggle in the back.
Well, I was so angry at how happy she looked. that she
too
got
proud
her
for
little
that-
thing in.
Yeah, for that little dog shit riff.
Oh, God.
So that's how she starts the night.
Yeah.
Now we're at the after party.
Great after party.
Top tier.
They planned the after party. That was the coolest. I've already talked about this. That's the coolest thing.
Very, very
ever.
fun. Great bar. We're in the back. It's just the fun people. It's a great time. This Zero slinks on up. Here, me and Tom having a nice conversation. We're chopping it up. Antonio's fighting women off in the corner.
With a stick.
And she comes up, and she's like, she references another joke.
She goes, you know how you got invited to your ex-girlfriend's wedding?
Right.
I go, yeah. And she goes, my ex got married.
And we're like, okay. And she goes, I got a story about it, too.
You're not going to believe that.
And we're like, okay, lay it on us, lady. And she's like, so he got married, and his wife's dress was designed by the same designer as Lady Gaga's dress. Crickets.
And we were both like, what?
What? What? And she's
like,
looking at
okay.
us like, can you believe that?
Yeah. And at first I kind of was like,
I
maybe
thought
we
she
missed
was your
something.
friend.
Oh,
so
yeah,
I'm
you were being
polite.
nice. But she was like a friend of an old coworker.
I mean,
like, there's no grounds to be polite to this lady.
I'm trying to keep it in the pocket here, Tom. I'm like, this is one of Tom's college pals. Maybe she had one too many.
And here's the thing, she did. But I was trying to just be. I'm like, you came to the after party, whatever. Like, I'm trying to be in a good mood. And I was like, oh, what does that have to do with the ex inviting? I'm like, asked very innocently.
Yeah.
Because like I was invited to my ex's wedding. What does that have to do with that? And she was like, what? It's like nothing.
That's where I'm like, okay, this is really falling apart. So she's bombing with this story. Here's how she saves it.
Yeah.
Tom's dad is like kind of right behind the conversation, out of me and Tom's eye line, but in hers.
In a conversation with my old coworker.
Yeah. Good pal.
Yeah.
And she leans into Tom's ear and essentially says, pretty sure your dad's going to cheat on your mom.
She goes, you might want to watch my friend with your dad or something like that. And I was like, what? She goes, look at your dad. I was like, yeah, he's talking to her. And
no, you go, are you saying my dad's going to cheat on my mom?
Yeah, I go, are you saying my dad's going to cheat on your mom?
Married.
Hey, he's happily married to that woman right there. My mom is 8 feet away.
And she was just kind of like,
and she just slunk away. I mean, zero of the week.
No,
bing, bing,
then
bing.
you said, your vibes are terrible right now. Right to her face, and then walked away. And guess what's happening now? Now it's me and her just staring at each other.
How did she react to that? Because I didn't really wait for a reaction.
She was not loving it.
Well, it was just the weird. Yeah, what a weird thing to say by me, by the way. Your vibes are weird or terrible.
I kind of loved it.
I don't know. I was in a weird place of like, I wanted to just celebrate it with. I wanted to celebrate with my friends.
Sure.
Like at that point, I was like, I want to have like a birthday party with my friends.
Yeah, it's like you go away now.
And she was like the third stinker. There was a couple other stinkers there, and I was just like, I'm done being nice right now.
Hey.
Which rarely happens from me.
That was a second green room Tom right there. He's like, get out of the after party.
I know. Didn't kick her out. I don't think I had the power to.
No, she left shortly after. Because her and I just sit there looking at each other, and then now I'm picking up like, oh, this is not a fit.
Yeah, you're like, oh, Tom doesn't care about this person.
I was like, so, hey, I'll see you later. I just walked away from her.
Well, she insinuated that my dad was going to cheat on my mom. So I was like, yeah, not the best vibes on you.
Really tough look for her. I had a girl that night ask me if I'm the type of engaged that still has sex with other women.
Oh, yeah. Would you be down? It was just pretty honest. It was, am I barking up the wrong? She was one of the other stinkers.
Boy, she was hammered.
Yeah. She's like
I was like, no.
She might listen
and then
to this.
She was she probably does.
She's one of the DMers.
Rut-row.
Mm-hmm.
Shout out.
Like years.
Well, I doubt she remembers it because she was tuned up.
That's true. Yeah, that's true. She was kind of making a fool of herself. And
Future reference. No, I am not that type of engaged.
Yeah. Well, I loved it. At one point, one of her friends came over and was like, she's really trying with Tim. And I was like, yeah,
she was laying it on thick.
I was like, I'm not worried about him. Like, he might ruin her night by saying something mean.
She'll cry in about 10 minutes. I know that.
I was like, I'm not worried about that aspect at all.
I'm worried about her breaking her psyche down in a way that is irreparable. Is that a word?
Irreparable?
I
don't actually know.
In a way that cannot be repaired. How about that?
There we go.
Break it into some more words.
Found it out. Figured it out.
Found it out.
Oh, man.
Fun night. Overall
fun night. Here was a moment where I lost I drastically lost confidence. Was middle of like, I think Maddie's set. So second comic is on stage at Caroline's.
Third.
I'm walking through. Yes, third comic is on stage. I'm walking through the kitchen.
Oh yeah.
And the staff, which they were great the whole time.
Yeah.
But one of the managers or something walks back and goes, "Does anyone want to get cut?" And one of the waitresses goes, "Oh, the show just started. Why would we get cut?" And they go, "Not enough people here."
No, it's pretty empty in this place. This show sucks.
And I'm standing right there, the person responsible for selling tickets. I was like, why would you not read the room a little bit?
Also, it's better than them just. What if they were like, I don't know, the headliner blows. You just want to get out of
Yeah,
here.
you're not going to want to watch
You have
the
to
rest of the
listen to this.
show.
Yeah.
I don't know. Antonio already got off stage. You want to follow him somewhere?
Maddie's mom had kind of an unreal comment to.
Oh, yeah.
There were so many accidental insults happening this
Yep,
night.
that one hurt.
Maddie's mom walks in. Maddie Wiener seems like one of the coolest women to walk the planet of the Earth.
Her mom?
Planet of the Earth is what I just said. Planet Earth.
In the face of the planet of the Earth.
She walks in and goes right to Antonia. She's like, "That's a pretty tough room to warm up."
Well,
He
she's like,
was the
great
first
set,
comic.
great set, great set. Hard room to
Tough.
warm up.
I was like, "Ooh, why do you just say great set?"
Which, I appreciate. Antonio and I talked about it afterwards. It's a hard decision to make when you're going no host,
Yeah.
but you still have to put someone first.
Someone has to do it.
I'm like, you don't even get the benefit of being the host and like coming back up and like you're given the asterisks of the host.
Yep.
You're just the first comic.
Yep.
It's a bullet spot.
And he
And he had to eat it.
He had to
People
take a
were
bullet.
eating full plates of
I mean,
spaghetti.
there was pasta Alfredo as far as the eye could see.
It just in the middle of
And he's
his
up there
set, people are like,
Yeah. Yeah.
yeah.
Great night. Couple of stinkies at the after party. It was great. I met so many people from like your crew that are like love
Fans of the pod
and the
and
sketches.
series.
So they were
Yeah.
like excited to meet me.
Yeah.
So that was fun.
Yeah, they are fans.
It was a good time.
Yeah, dude, I've really loyal fans.
Yeah,
And
not
by
me.
that I
Hey,
mean friends
Louisiana
from college.
Friends from
That's what I
college.
call my group chat now. I changed the name to fans.
Fans.
Tommy's fan club. They don't like it.
It's just your boys that you've known for 22 years.
Mm-hmm.
But it was nice meeting the whole fam. Walked in, two sisters are there. Your dad called sister number 5 fake doctor.
Yes. Well, because I did it on stage.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So fake doctor's here. I was like, you guys should probably cut that out.
Incredible. From the pod. I mean, I love a pod reference in the family roasts.
Probably cut that one out. But I
No,
walked
shout
in.
out Sister 5. Sister 5 and 6 both came into town, came to New York for the show.
Right when I walked in, I saw them both. Gave them both a big hug. They're like, "How's Tom doing?" I was like, "He's probably freaking out." They're like, "Yeah, I think he's freaking out."
Oh, you mean before the show?
Uh-huh.
Yeah, because I was out in the showroom, remember, with you. I came out, met you out there. I was talking to the photographer. And then they were like, "Hey, we're going to open doors." And I was like, "All right, I'll get out of here in a second." Doors open, family walks in first.
Immediately.
I was like, well, now I'm leaving right now.
Anxiety's back.
Yeah.
Oh, speaking of how the accidental insults were flying, photographer. So Emil's in there sitting there.
Oh, yeah.
And the photographer walked in. And to be fair, he did look a tad flustered. The photographer.
Kind of the whole time.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And he comes in and he's like, "Hey, does anybody like want to take a picture right now?" And Emil was like, "Do you mean like us like actually take the picture?" And Emil's like the nicest guy.
He's a sweet, sweet man.
And he was like being kind to this guy because he thought the guy was like having a panic attack. And he's like, "Wait, do you actually like mean like me take the photo?" And the guy just goes, "Yeah, that's what I mean." Emil was like, "Oh, what the fuck?
What the hell, dude?
I'm trying to help you out."
Oh, yeah, that's what I mean.
Yeah, that's what I mean.
You
like
fucking
Maddie Wiener like fell off of the stool. She was laughing so hard. It was
God,
like
I
the
wish.
weirdest thing.
Where was I? Oh, it's probably maybe
You were in the
during- yeah.
kitchen yelling at the staff.
I
or-
was in the kitchen getting flamed by the cooks.
You were yelling at the manager to tell him
God.
to keep the wait staff in check.
I do feel kind of bad. I wanted to get a headshot in the kitchen, which I thought was a cool look.
Yeah.
And then the photographer. I mean, The photographer goes back there and he's like, "Sorry, can you scooch just a little bit? We're gonna
to
take
the staff."
Yeah, and I was like, "No,
That's not what you
not
want.
what I wanted."
And honestly, it would have been cooler with the staff in the background.
Way cooler.
Because it looks like you're just in an empty kitchen.
I had the same thought.
It's like kind of Goodfellas.
But then I didn't want. That's the whole reason I wanted the picture.
Yeah, Henry
was
Hill
it,
through
it
the kitchen.
Very much feels like when you walk through that kitchen. It very much feels like Goodfellas.
Yeah.
we said it. I think every time we walk through there.
Oh.
But then I didn't want to be like, no. I want you in the shot.
Yeah, like, no, you're part of the aesthetic I'm looking for.
You're a prop.
Yeah.
It was so awkward. Then we only took one, and he's like, do you want more back here? I was like, I did originally.
No, I want to get the fuck
Now
out of
I
here
want to
right now.
leave the whole building.
Like what you want the guy in the back like flipping up some pasta. There's a big flame coming out of the pan.
He was cleaning the oil troughs, and it looked cool.
Yeah.
It was, and I was like, fuck. He was like, can you just, we're going to take a picture. And I was like,
Big celebrity Tom wants
No.
some blue collar workers in
Yeah.
the background of his shot.
it made me feel so shitty. It was insane.
Hey, excuse me, sir, doing your job. Can you fucking move?
You're useless right now.
We got a breakout artist on our hands here.
God.
Yeah, that's a tough one.
It sucked. Especially, then I wanted to be like, hey, I used to wash dishes in a restaurant. I like it.
I've done it. I totally
I love restaurant
it.
kitchens.
Fuck. Boy, the manager from Caroline showed up, and he was partying. The bearded gentleman.
Yeah, Eric. Yeah, he was turning one in.
Yeah, he was having a good time.
Yeah.
Also, Caroline's didn't know this. Haunted.
It is haunted.
Eric had all sorts of stories.
He said he saw a kid,
He said he saw
a
several
ghost,
kids.
right?
Yeah.
I kind of missed this part. I was tuned out. I was really freaking out still.
He was he was telling us all sorts of stories. I was into it. Him and I bonded over this.
Damn.
He's like, I saw a kid right there, saw a kid right there. And he was like, the whole staff has an experience. And there was another person right there. I was like, have you seen one? They're like, no.
He's like, the whole staff, minus that guy.
Except that guy.
And,
Also this
and
guy
everyone
here.
else here
Pretty
tonight.
much just ask me about it. It's like, okay. I was like, I'm loving the stories, but I don't know if the
Well, he's
staff is
been
buying
there for
into it.
like 30 years.
He's been dead for 30 years.
Yeah, I think Eric might be a ghost.
That was when we went there to shoot the promo.
Yeah.
The first time, we were in the Starbucks together at the same time getting a thing, and like we were like had a kind of an interaction, and I was so happy that it didn't go wrong.
Well,
'Cause it was
because
one of those-
you hadn't introduced yourselves yet.
We didn't know each other. We're just in Starbucks.
Oh, yeah, just around the corner.
And then we're just going there to meet everyone, and then he's the guy that we're supposed to be meeting.
yeah, thank
so if it had
God.
been one of those things where like we just had and I'm like, hey, fuck you, dude, like piece of shit, and then I meet him 8 minutes later.
And he's like, hey, I control the volume of the microphone when you're on stage.
Buddy, he wasn't fucking around with that either.
Nope.
Well, they came up to me right before my set. They're like, hey, man, how do you want us to do the sound? I was like, huh? And he's like, how do you want the sound to be done when you're on stage? I was like, whatever you're doing is perfect. You're nailing it so far. Everybody can hear everything.
Yeah.
I'd say keep doing that, man.
It's so funny. Like, I feel like we are programmed to be like, right before we get on stage, someone walks up, kicks us in the balls, and says, here's a microphone that works worse than the one that is currently on
Yeah,
stage.
now go out there and tell your shitty
And
jokes.
You have to use this, you piece of
fucking
dog
idiot.
shit.
God, why did we?
We're like,
there?
they were incredibly thoughtful. Like,
They were
that
the
Eric
best.
guy, Rips. I mean, he's like, how loud do you want the intro song? Is a question he asked me. And I was like,
How do you
I don't
answer
know.
that?
I was like, it's Bruce, let it rip. Is what I said, I think. And he was like, is it cool if I crank it? And I was like, yeah,
Fucking
for sure,
absolutely
dude.
crank it, dude. Well, I I accidentally brought you up. And so it's shotgun
my
style. If
God.
you don't know what shotgun style is, there's no host. So the first comic just ends their set and then brings up the second comic. The second comic ends their set, brings up the third comic. So I'm the last one before Tom's headlining. And I bring him up. It's his big headlining debut. I bring him up as the young man, Tom Schnee.
I mean, it's on camera. I went back and checked the tape. You absolutely said, are you ready for your headliner? Are you ready for your headliner?
I'm doing good so
You
far.
guys, you know me, love the young man, Tom Schnee. You kind of panicked.
Well, it was coming out of my mouth, and I was like, I'm absolutely not supposed to be saying the young man.
That's all right. It would have been sick if you said my full name, though.
Yeah, I probably could have gone Schneeman all the way. I just never call you Tommy Schneeman.
No, yeah.
Boy, that was coming out of my mouth. I was like, well, shit.
That's all right. It wasn't a big night or anything. Hey, what are your thoughts on shotgun? I like that style better.
I like it a lot. And it makes, it makes everyone's life easier. I mean, a poor host.
Why are you checking text messages right now?
Jeef.
Oh, we're about to record a second app, well, behind the scenes. What do
In
you
a
say?
wild plot twist, I fell asleep and we'll be there at 8:20.
Cool. 5 minutes later, we're gonna be just fine. Actually, that's perfect.
That's perfect.
So little behind the scenes for you guys here.
Oh, sweet.
But yeah, I like the shotgun style.
Lizzie just texted. We may not have showed up, but we bought tickets. At least financial support.
I didn't get paid more
No.
because of the tickets.
No,
Ugh.
doesn't count.
God, a few people said that to me. I had a guy who's in California who bought a ticket and he was like, just wanted to show support, and I was like, just send me the money.
You're supporting the club.
I didn't get paid more. Buy ticket.
Just mail me money,
Yeah,
idiot.
that was a hard one to respond to because I was like, thanks.
I'm not gonna lie. These ladies were like, "Do you think it's a big deal if we don't come?" And I was like, "Yeah, I think it'll be totally cool."
Oh no,
They had a hell of a day. It was a long story.
they were having a day. They were awake during the day.
You just went full Drago
Time.
right there.
Ha-
They were
They were having a day. Shout out to Alex Dragovich, friend of the pod. We'll never have him on.
friend of the boys, friend of the chat. You'll never
He's
be on
moving
this.
to New York.
I did your podcast and it was so uncomfortable the whole time. Your energy stunk. Love you though. You're the man. Love you so much.
There's no way Alex Dragovich has ever listened to our podcast.
Not a chance on earth.
I hope someone sends him this clip. Because we have a couple crossover fans with You're an Idiot and Roommates-in-Law.
Well,
If you're an idiot and and you're also a roommate, send this clip to Alex Dragovich.
Yeah.
Alex will never have you on.
tell him
until-
that his
until we
energy
do.
stinks sometimes. I love you.
He's also, just to clear the air,
Just a very
one
good,
of our best
one
friends.
of our best friends. Hate him though. Hate him so much.
Let's see. Did I have anything? Oh, we need to make sure this guy gets out there because we told it on the dark app.
Rut-row.
But it's too funny of a story. When I was in Chicago in a coffee shop, I'm getting a coffee.
Okay.
I order my coffee. I'm waiting for it. Next guy in line comes up, and he goes, "Yeah, can I do I'll do a cold brew." And she goes, "All right, if it's $4.99." And he goes, "Thanks. Yeah, I'm on my lunch break. TD Ameritrade."
TD Ameritrade.
She goes, "Okay." Didn't ask.
How old is this guy?
I'd say
This has gotta be fresh out of college.
No, he's too old. Like early 30s. He was the early 30s, khakis and a polo that's too big.
So
vibe.
this is a guy this is a new career he started.
Yeah, like he might have been. This might be his get his life back on track career.
100%.
This is his
100%.
in Step Brothers when they decide to take their lives seriously.
TD Ameritrade.
Dude, he said TD Ameritrade. I think he said TD Ameritrade twice, but saying that whole thing twice in less than a 2-minute span, it sounded like he said it 48 times.
To a barista who's just like, "Do you want this latte?"
You don't need an excuse to buy coffee.
Buy a coffee in the middle of the day on a work day.
And that's what he was giving her.
She's not like, "Whoa. Are you sure, dude?
Cold brew.
Do you have something to go
12:30?
do after this?"
What are you up to?
TD Ameritrade.
Dude.
Wait, what? How did he preface TD Ameritrade?
He goes, "Yeah, I'm just on my lunch break from my day job. TD Ameritrade."
Wait, what
It's
does
like-
TD Ameritrade even do?
I think it's like financial advising.
But you don't it's not like day trading. It's not like one of those things where you're
Maybe
like,
no,
buy, sell,
they
sell.
probably have day traders.
But I mean, if he's a financial advisor, you're like,
Well, I
having
didn't
a quiet
get his
lunch
job title. I got his company
with
7
two
times.
old people, and you're like, yeah, you can retire when you're 112.
Well, this guy was
Also,
on his lunch
Pay
break.
me 8% a year. What TD Ameritrade? Let's
So-
see what TD Ameritrade does.
I think it's a Charles Schwab subsidiary.
Look it up, Jamie.
Yeah, JMO. Can we?
TD Ameritrade.
By the way, our producer of this podcast is one of our good friends. His name is Business Tom.
I love Business Tom. $0 commissions. Okay, so he's not making money on the commish. I mean, what is this guy
So the
doing?
second time, I don't know. I just love the idea of a guy who's overly proud of his job at TD Ameritrade. Because then he said it again. So he said it twice. Because he goes, "Yeah, TD Ameritrade, whatever," and she was like, "Nice." And then he's like,
love it,
"Yeah,
nice.
oh yeah," because she didn't know how to
Nice,
react.
dude.
And then I stuck around and mixed my coffee for about 5 extra
Sure,
minutes because
yeah.
I was like, I gotta watch this.
Because
Guy.
there's more coming.
Yeah.
You're not dropping TD Ameritrade 3 or 4 times and not following it up with some other
Well,
financial lingo bullshit.
He said, he's like, "Yeah, on break or whatever," and she's like, "Nice." And then she was just kind of sitting there. She's like, waiting for the thing to go through, and she's like, "So, do you work from home?" And he goes, "Yeah, actually, it's optional work from home now. The whole company, TD Ameritrade."
Ameritrade.
I was like,
I thought for sure. Did he drop any of these in there where he's like, man, Dow took a beating today?
I don't think he
Any of
quite
those?
knows
S&P's
what the
down.
Dow is yet. I think he's in his second week at the job, and he's still getting the hang of it. He's like, "I've mastered the company name."
I know what that is.
Uh-huh.
I have every syllable down.
I haven't figured out that I shouldn't be wearing this super large golf polo from my father-in-law's country club that I played at once in 2011.
100% he's got loafers on.
Yeah.
For
Big
sure.
time.
Some Cole Haan loafers.
Dude, I wouldn't even, they might be like Sperry's.
Oh, come on. You're at TD Ameritrade.
I don't know. I can't actually,
Get some
I don't
Cole Haan
actually know what he was
loafers.
wearing, or Allbirds.
Okay. Yeah, I could see that.
He was like, he had the proud of his home office vibe, but the home office was shitty.
Sure.
You know?
Yeah. I know. It's like he turned his man cave into his office.
Yeah, and he's like, "My life is on track now that I have a commission-only job at TD Ameritrade without benefits."
And the problem is they get $0 commissions on all of their day trading.
Well, he hasn't quite figured out what
I
that means
guarantee
yet.
you he's got a couple of framed newspaper clippings of like his favorite baseball team doing something significant.
For sure.
It's like the Orioles clinched the pennant or whatever it is.
He tells a story from a game he was at when he was like in
He almost-
8th grade.
he almost caught a ball.
Almost caught a ball. That's exactly what I was. He's like, "If I had brought my mitt, my dad told me not to bring my mitt though. If I had brought the mitt, I would have caught it."
Oh, that's how I landed the job here at TD. He told that story during the interview.
The client has already left the room. I mean,
TD
the guy-
Ameritrade.
he will be a character in a TV show that I write one day.
Absolutely. Okay, cool. So I'm already getting cut out of the writing
Dude,
process.
you can help with the cameras and stuff.
I'll bring the lattes.
Yeah, that'd be perfect actually. Cold brew, please. For him too. He's also a cold brew guy. And don't fuck that up cuz we're going to cast him as him.
I love somebody bragging about, like, he's bragging about it like he's at Goldman.
Right.
Like he wants to say
That's
Goldman
why it
Sachs.
stuck out so much. It's
But
like
he said TD Ameritrade.
I don't know if I've ever heard someone say the name TD Ameritrade out loud.
Out loud. Yeah, he's like, my on lunch break, H&R Block.
He's like, "You're gonna like the way you look." It's like that's Men's Warehouse.
Men's Warehouse. He's like, are you just plug and playing anything? What are you talking about?
He's like, "Yeah, well, that's Allstate, Stan."
All right, yeah.
This is all of his comebacks.
He's like, oh, I don't know, dude, but I'll tell you this: 15 minutes can save you 15% or more.
He's like, "Can I buy you a coffee?" Like a good neighbor, you know.
TD Ameritrade's there.
It's like, God, dude.
Oh, I fucking love this guy.
I mean, it really stuck out so drastically. Him saying the whole word. I don't know. Like TD wouldn't have been better.
That TD would have been way worse.
But the whole thing stuck out so much.
I'm over at Ameritrade. You know what he did right after this? He went home and refreshed his empty email inbox 200 times.
Yeah.
Refresh,
And he's
refresh,
like, "Dude,
refresh.
thank God I got that afternoon coffee kick."
Boy, really burning the midnight oil.
But he is an active participant in the company-wide chat.
You better believe it.
Oh, man.
Well,
he's
he's-
organizing the fantasy
I was
football
about to say,
league.
he's volunteering. He's heading up several of the extracurriculars.
He's on the party planning committee for sure. This guy gets to the company party on time.
Well, no, he was there for 2 hours setting up.
That's true. Yeah, he gets there early.
This is also the guy that like wears all the merch that the company gives you.
Dude, I thought in my mind, he has a TD Ameritrade polo on. It was like a golf polo, but in my mind, it's a TD Ameritrade.
Yes, of course.
Yeah.
It's
It was the exact vibe.
he's got the TD Ameritrade shirt. He's got the TD Ameritrade kind of like windbreaker-y fleece half zip.
Yes.
You know what I mean? He's got
Yeah,
that going on.
The vest, too.
The vest,
Yeah.
for sure.
The Patagonia branded TD Ameritrade vest is his prized possession. He's going to pass that on to his son.
I know exactly who this man is.
He's the original Jake from State Farm. That's kind of what he looked like, too.
The khakis are just as bad.
Yeah. Dude,
Who wears khaki? Were they like slacks khakis or just
For
like
sure.
khakis?
It's like
the thick
it's
khakis.
like gun to your head. You have to go find a work outfit in
Right.
15 seconds.
And he said, he looks like he's going to like sophomore year homecoming dance.
Yes.
He's got the khakis with a blue blazer on.
Oh, are you
and
wearing a
gold
tie with a
Yeah.
polo? I mean,
Are those Doc Martens,
it's
dude?
incredible. Like this guy, I mean, God bless him for.
Hey, he's got his life together.
Maybe
he quit drinking a year ago.
even if he didn't, no, because he also kind of strikes me as the guy who's like, yeah, I've been saving this bottle, and it's like a $18 bottle of wine that but like his old boss gave it to him, so he values it highly.
And you're like, dude, that's decoy. It's fine.
It's good.
It's good.
But you shouldn't have been saving it for 3 years.
Yeah, it's a 2021 decoy.
Also, you saved that from the job that fired you.
They furloughed you the moment
When
they had to?
you got let go from Grubhub and you saved the wine bottle from the 2019 holiday party.
That your dickhead boss Chris Tranny fired you from. It's a little inside baseball.
That's just a little Chicago comedy reference.
Man, I kind of love this guy. I love his whole archetype because I know exactly who he is.
Right. I texted you immediately.
I just
because I was like, this guy keeps saying TD Ameritrade.
I know
out loud.
who he is all too well. It's so funny. He's got like one of the leather folders.
Oh,
with like his
the portfolios.
Yeah,
or
with
whatever.
his papers in it, and it's just an empty pad.
It's been the same papers for the whole time he's been there. They're like his like orientation papers.
Well, that was like he was like, all right, I'm a business guy now.
This is part of the whole thing.
What a business guy.
Well, it's like when I got my first job out of college, I got an over the shoulder bag
Sure.
because I was like, I can't wear a backpack.
No, what is that? Is that a satchel
I think it might be a satchel.
or a? That's a satchel.
No, it's
Was it leather?
No, I didn't want to go leather, but it's like a or it's like
those
called
can
like a
get pretty
computer
pricey.
bag.
Yeah.
But it's like a blue canvas,
Sure.
and it's a nice computer bag.
Mm-hmm.
When you walk to work, I was living in San Francisco at the time. When you walk to work, a backpack is 1,000 times better than doing a heavy bag on one shoulder.
Well,
it's
it's
fucking you.
awkward.
Yeah, exactly.
The weight's not
Distributed.
Yeah, distributed.
You
well.
kind of walk like you have to shit,
and you're kind of limping it.
and one of your
On.
shoulders ends up hurting.
Yeah.
Like I had like a neck thing.
You got to switch it back and forth, and then you're like, I don't even have anything in this bag.
No, I've been carrying around just the same shit every day. The only thing I take in and out is the computer.
I got too much shit on me right
I
now.
got too much. I don't even want to be here anymore.
Dude, my last day job. So everyone in the, you know how like, were you a guy that when you were in the office, what was your desk looking like? Were you decorating it? Were you bringing things from home?
No.
Do you have photos? Do you
But
have a
I would
bobblehead?
also
Do you have
never-
a bobblehead?
Of who?
Notre Dame?
No.
Okay.
But I also would never clear anything off. So like the things I got, like holiday picture, or like party pictures.
Yeah.
I'm really hung up on holiday parties today. I've mentioned
fun.
it 38 times. They're really a great. That's the best part of a corporate job.
I never went to them.
Yeah, we've talked
We've
about
talked about
this.
this.
I really
That's where you shine.
I crush at a holiday party, dude. Holiday parties give me about 3 to 4 months of job security.
Sure.
Yeah,
I could see that.
because I mean,
Everyone I didn't go through cut mine by about 6 months.
yeah, some of them you never went back.
Yeah.
Yeah.
100%.
So yeah, I would never clean off my desk. So like my desk would always be messy, but there'd be random like little mementos, maybe an award here. Brag.
Oh. Well.
Like picture there that I had to bring in for something or whatever.
Bringing it. But nah, that means you brought a pic.
But like day of like first day on the job, I'm not like, well, here's all my desk things.
Here's the question.
Yeah.
Here's the question. If right now, well, no, you're not. You're still remote.
I don't have a desk.
Fuck. All right. If you were at LinkedIn still,
Yeah.
and they called you up on the weekend, they said, "Hey Tom, you're fired. No need to come in Monday." Would you have to go back and get anything from your desk?
Yes.
Oh, okay.
Because I just leave shit there.
Sure. I could leave at any moment.
Well,
Everyone's desk around me
that's
had all this
because-
cluttered shit. Mine was empty.
Yeah, because you had a bad childhood. You moved around 14 times before you were 12 years old.
That's too many.
That's too many times, Mom and Dad. Wait, was it a military thing?
No, that's what everybody thinks. It was just bad parenting.
I mean, this is just a great line from Tim on stage.
It's a great one. To be fair, I had a great childhood.
Yeah, no, sorry to all the family members in Louisiana that don't listen.
My mom's currently throwing
the
headphones
podcast.
across her room
Yeah,
right now.
I'm sorry, patty cakes.
Childhood was great.
It was
Moving
great.
around sucked
but,
ass.
But that probably is why you do that.
I'm ready to. I'm ready,
You're ready
to bounce.
to go at any.
You know what, Tom? Never thought about that.
Yeah,
Just had a breakthrough.
yeah.
Interesting.
Remember when I really bombed at the tiny cupboard, and by the time I got off stage, you had all my shit packed and ready to go?
Yeah.
Where do you think that training was from? You were like, "Oh, he's having a bad time at recess. We're gonna move."
leaving. Yeah. That was an all-time move, though. Well, you wanted to stick around?
No, but
clinking
what
your
sucked
things
is
into
remember
a
I
bag?
forgot my umbrella and I had to walk back in.
I was like, Tom, ditch it. No one cares.
It was my friend's umbrella. I would have if it was mine.
man.
That umbrella was gone.
Fuck
for
that.
sure.
We're getting out of here.
Oh,
Boy, I was at the TC. That's what we call it now, the TC.
I call it the tiny cup.
Which cupboard you doing?
You doing the cupboard tonight? Yeah. Yeah.
I was sick. Which cub you at?
Call me an Indian because I'm in the cupboard tonight. If you don't get that reference, I wasn't being racist.
I was about to
It's
say,
a-
cool racist
It's
move
a
there,
reference
Tom.
to a great movie from the 90s called Indian in the Cupboard.
Indian in the
Do you remember
chubbard.
that?
Yeah.
Oh, did we talk about this?
I know Lizzie and I have. Let's see. Which apartment are you? Number 3.
Which apartment is? Do you know that YouTube video?
Negative.
Mayor of Titty City.
Ain't never heard of it.
What?
Ain't never heard of it, Tom.
Hey, if you haven't ever seen it, go look up Mayor of Titty City on YouTube. It's a hilarious video.
Let's see. You got to let Jeff in.
I'm going to start explaining YouTube videos if you keep texting.
Well, that's Jeff buzzing right
We
now.
actually should wrap up. I want to say before we leave, I want to say that I didn't mean to brush over my grandfather dying. We didn't really talk about it, but I am very grateful for my family. I'll say this on a serious note. We're ending on a serious note this week.
Great family. I met most
Little
of them.
change up. Yeah, you
All
met
of them are 10s
They're
out of
great.
10.
They're loving. They're the reason that I have anxiety, I think, but they're great.
Hey, no one gets through life unscathed. Tom.
No, I know. Boy, it's like I think Joe List has the joke. He's like if you're thinking about going to therapy, I can take care of it for you right now. It's your family. No matter what it is your family.
Yeah.
And it's like good or the bad.
Yeah.
It is of course it is.
It's always is.
Anyways, it was a beautiful weekend being with them. There's not a good way to die, but I think that was the best way. He was
Best of the
surrounded
worst,
by
yeah.
all of his grandkids, all of his kids. We had like a 4-day Irish wake around him in his living room. We were all drinking the whole time, having a great time, telling great stories. There was one incredible moment that I do kind of want to tell because it was one of the best pops I've ever seen in my life.
Was it one of the awesome, funny texts that I kept sending you trying to light the mood? And you
Yeah,
kept being
Tim
like,
kept-
hey, not now,
Tim
Tim.
kept trying to get me to do the podcast while I was mourning my grandfather. I'd because at one
I
day,
kept being like,
well,
because
one day I
pull
threw
him out
some.
of it.
Well, I was trying to do some writing one of the days to just get my mind off it. I was just writing some shitty like dating joke shit.
Yeah.
And I threw some premises by you, and all it took was me running 2 premises by you, and you were like, "Let's pod."
I was like, this will pull him out of it. It'll
And
be
I was
fun.
like, I still don't. Maybe I should grieve and then share
All
everything
right,
publicly
sorry.
with the public. But there was my little sister number 5, fake doctor, shout out. She was incredible throughout the whole thing because she has worked in trauma care and in nursing homes with old people. It was like beautiful. Like what a way to. I mean, like it was all family members taking care of them. It was my dad who takes care of old people as a doctor, my brother who's worked in nursing homes and trauma centers, and my little sister, same thing.
And you, the Riff King.
And me, who's just, I'm over in the corner just turning
Just
one
killing,
in.
yeah.
Just writing stuff down. I
Everyone
said, could I use that?
If it gets too sad, I was like, just go talk to Tom.
Yeah.
Tom's got a couple of real heaters
We
in
were
his
having
back pocket.
fun. I had a couple good ones. We had a couple good stories. And then my little sister is sitting there. My grandpa's asleep. We call him Pop. And she's like petting his head. And he's kind of like
petting is the word we're
sleeping.
looking for
well,
there.
stroking,
Rubbing.
rubbing his head. But it wasn't like a lantern. It wasn't like, I hope something happens.
Well, it's also petting.
Petting, or maybe not petting. Whatever.
The only time petting is used is heavy petting, and that's never good.
No. Oh, you didn't have to go there.
Well, that's the only time you hear about
God,
petting.
what are you, the girl from the show? Hey, your dad's going to do some heavy petting. No.
That's the only time. It's not petting. She was, I think, stroking his head.
Okay, but stroking is weird.
She was caressing.
Caressing his head.
There we go.
There we go. And yeah, that was kind of it. She was just kind of like holding his head, caressing his head, and he like mumbled something, and we were all kind of like, oh, like he's like waking up, like Lizzie, like he likes it. That's so cute. It's adorable. And she's like, what pop? What pop? And he's like, ah. She's like, what pop? She's leaning in real close. He goes, knock it off.
In my mind, this is what I hope happened. I hope he mumbled the first couple on purpose to get her in nice and
He
close.
sucked us in.
Just to light her on fire.
We're all leaning in because he hadn't said anything in a couple
You're
hours.
like, here comes something thoughtful and poetic. Knock it off.
It was like there was a chance that was going to be his last words. It wasn't. He hung on for about 2 more days, but it was. It got a huge
That
pop.
gave him 48 hours more of life. He was like, that was
Like,
big.
that was great. I was like, can I write that down?
Let me hang in there for a little bit longer, see if I can squeeze out a couple of big laughs.
It was so funny. And Lizzie, God bless her, Sister 5, fake doctor, she instantly breaks down in like tear laughing.
It was like,
because it was like so.
It is the
the
funniest
tension was so thick,
palpable, they say.
and then it just blew up the room.
That's so good.
So it was good. It was a beautiful way to send him. I'm very sad, and it's we're getting through it. But if there's a way to go, that was it.
That's
Yeah.
kind of the way you want to do it.
He was a great dude. So
R.I.P.
yeah. So sorry for the 2-week delay, you selfish fucks.
Yeah, Jesus.
We got a bunch of messages. We got one that was like, "Is the pod ever coming back?"
It's been 2 weeks.
It's like Jesus Christ.
I love
But
that
then
we both had a same legitimate reason for not being able to do the pod.
Yeah.
Your grandfather died, who you love very much. I got hammered on Memorial Day.
Hey, we did the pod that week.
We
It
kind
was
of did
just
it.
really bad.
We were talking into a mic.
And yeah, but I realized that last episode that we put out, we did end it on me being so mad that you called me 5'9". I said the pod is done. So I hope no one actually thought that was, but I do hope some of you actually thought that was serious, because that is hilarious.
Incredible. Anyway, we're in Detroit.
Yes, June 23rd. June 23rd, 24th, 25th.
The boys are in Detroit, and then after that, we're in Chicago.
Yeah.
And then after that, I'm in Batavia, and you are in D.C.?
Oklahoma City.
Oklahoma
I don't think we have a big Oklahoma
City.
presence.
Not yet.
I'm doing, if you're in any of these cities, I'm doing them with Kelsey Cook. Denver next week, the 16th, 17th, 18th. Then Oklahoma City, and then Austin, and then Houston. I think it's a Sinatra song.
Oh, okay.
And then it's more than just that one word. And then Providence and DC
Boom.
with old Kelsey Cook.
Old Kelsey
She has a
Cook.
joke where she calls herself Backdoor Cook, and it is in reference to someone accusing her of doing anal or something. But I always want to call her Old Backdoor Cook because I think that's a hilarious name.
It's fun.
But it's weird to be like
Old BDC.
Yeah, but it's like
Backdoor
yeah,
Cook.
Yeah, that is it. I think backdoor is one word.
Yeah, but BDC's more fun.
Yeah, BC wouldn't.
No.
It's taken
Yeah, it's
by our Lord and Savior.
Boston College.
Before Christ.
Oh, yeah.
What a cool riff to end on.
All right, well, we love you.
Bye, guys.
He married my sister, now we're living together.